Good morning, everyone. It's Sasha Buzz. How you all doing? I hope you're all doing well. Can everyone hear me? Am I loud and clear to you guys? I hope you're all doing well, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this stream. I can't wait till this international break is over, says Rasta Stotts. Good morning, Rasta. How you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the stream, my friend. Hope everyone is doing good and everyone has had a lovely Saturday and recovered from the elements of that, to be honest with you. Did you see the game yesterday? I was watching England against Ireland. To be honest, I've never seen such a bore fest in my life. I did predict 2-0. I told you 2-0, didn't I, guys, at the end of the day? But it just seemed like no one was really interested in the game, to be honest. Like, you saw England players walking on the pitch before halftime. Did you see them standing still, literally, on the pitch? It's madness at the end of the day, guys. Goodness me. Anyway, guys, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining me. Please don't forget to subscribe and smash a like on the video if you could be as kind to do that for me. That'd be brilliant, guys. Thank you so much. Guys, look, you know, it's International Week. It's a bit of a quiet one. Of course, we don't like the International Week much, do we? It's one of them ones where you're like, oh, just get on with it. You know, it's football at the end of the day. We know it's football. It's good. It's football. But at the end of the day, it's not quite Premier League football, is it? And we have this England game, this Nations League, which I don't even know if it means anything. Does the Nation League mean anything to you? Does it mean anything to you? I don't think it means anything to many people. Do you know what I mean? I just feel like it's a bit of a waste of time, guys. Absolutely. But I hope you're doing well. Anyway, let's talk about what is going on at our football club, which is obviously the main thing, which is Manchester United, of course. Now, Manchester United, of course, I'm going to bring in Angel Gomes. Now, a few years ago, people might have saw me on my YouTube channel. Before I started doing live content, I used to do the odd video here and there about certain players and how certain players should play, etc. This time it's Angel Gomes. Angel Gomes, of course, I rated from the beginning. From the beginning of time, I rated him a long time ago. And I was a big advocate for Angel Gomes whilst he was at Manchester United under the management of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, of course. I was a bit disappointed that he didn't play many games. Now, I said back then that, you know, we're going to live to regret that decision to get rid of him, you know. And you know what? It may have taken a bit of time, but it is coming to the fore, isn't it? It is starting to look like we made a little bit of a mistake. We're not giving players enough of a chance. One thing I would say about Angel Gomes, when I saw him yesterday, he looked very, very small, didn't he? He's very small for his age. And I was a bit shocked by that. He is a little bit smaller than I thought. Smaller than he was at Man United, in my opinion. But he has done really well. He's gone to Europe. He's gone to Lille and teams like that and done remarkably well. And you have to give him his props. He's now a full England international, of course. And, you know, sometimes it takes time for some players to make it. But although I did feel like he was going to make it at Man United if he was given the opportunity to make it. Now, he's available on a free transfer. I believe next season he's available on a free transfer. Would you do that deal? Now, if you're a Manchester United manager, if you know, ex-Man United player, bringing him back to the club, does it work to bring back players back to the club? Do you think it's worth bringing someone like Angel Gomes back to the club? I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, he's made it into the full England international fold. And, you know, he's done really well. Is that enough for him to come back to Man United? Who knows? I don't know. Maybe it is enough for him to come back to Man United. But it depends what happens next summer. But if he's on a free transfer, you know what? Would you take a flutter on that? Would you do it? Would you do the deal? I might. You know what I mean? I'll be honest with you. I might just do it. I might just do the deal, to be fair, if I'm being totally honest with you guys. Absolutely. So, look, you know, the game yesterday was a bit of a not a draw, but a boring game, of course. But, you know, England were dominant. England were way, way above Ireland, of course. England are way superior to Ireland in regards to footballing ability. What happened to Ireland? What happened to Ireland of Roy Keane, Dennis Irwin, Robbie Keane, of course, you know, those type of players. What happened to Ireland? Cascarino and stuff. You know, what happened to them? And it looks like they're completely a shadow of what they used to be. They're ranked 58th in the world, but they're below Iraq, for goodness sake. And I'm looking at them, I'm thinking, goodness me, whatever happened to Ireland? What's going on? You know, they used to be a good football team. Do you know what I mean? They used to have Paul McGrath in there, for goodness sake, and Roy Keane in there. You know what I mean? And it's just that they've completely regressed. I think that's the story of most teams in the international level. There's not many great international teams out there now, which is why it's a very, very good opportunity for any team to capitalize on that. You know what I mean? So Yeah. And in regards to Ireland, that's international football. Anyway, let's talk about international football. Let's start talking about Manchester United. Newcastle United have inquired about the availability of Antony. Should their pursuit of Antony Elanga, not go through, it looks like they may be going after Antony. Now, obviously, the transfer window is closed, so that could be a loan with an obligation to buy. Would you accept that? Would you accept that at this time? It will strengthen a rival. I know some people say, no, it's not going to get rid of him. It's not going to strengthen a rival. He's rubbish. Look, if we gave Antony to Newcastle, it will strengthen them on that side. And I don't think we should be giving any of our players, to other teams to make them stronger, especially a team like Newcastle are going to be competing with that top four place. Of course, let's say, the season goes on and Antony scores some vital goals for Newcastle, assists some vital goals. We're going to shoot ourselves in the foot. I don't think Man United will do this still. I absolutely don't. Even though Eddie Howe is interested in Antony, I don't think that we're going to do this still because it's too late in the it's obviously transfer window's over and it's too late to replace him. So we can't get any replacements. Why are we going to get rid of Antony and strengthen him? Of course. Big up, Al Mac. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. You'll bring back Greenwood. Oh, that's a tight one, isn't it? That's a tight one. There was a question asked to Lee Carsley yesterday in a press conference about him, and he said, he wasn't in contention. Whatever you make of that is whatever you make of that. You know what I mean? England are heavily blessed in that position anyway. They've got Carl Palmer, of course, Saka in that position as well. So they got a good cover in that position. Matt, what role would you give Andrew Gomes play now? What position would he play? He wouldn't be a first team player. Still, Mac, I think he would be rotating with Bruno Fernandes. In my opinion, he'd be rotating there. The one thing I would say, Mac, I don't know what you think about it. Good morning, by the way. I don't know what you think about it. But I feel like he's a bit small. He just looks very, very small. I never thought he was that small. I've seen him and stuff playing for Man United. I never thought he was that small, to be honest with you guys. But he does look smaller than he originally thought, doesn't he? Rasta, Antony can definitely leave. He's a waste of space. There you go. I love the difference of opinion. Absolutely, it's brilliant. You know what I mean? I do love the difference of opinion in regards to Antony. He does get the people talking. He does get the fans talking. In my regards, at the moment, the only problem I would have, Rasta, is that we can't replace him. And if he goes to Newcastle, let's say he goes to Newcastle and he sets the world alight. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be a bit like, shooting ourselves in the foot because they are direct rivals with us, of course. Newcastle United are direct rivals with us, and we can't have Newcastle United strengthening. We have to think of ourselves. We have to be a little bit selfish, so to speak. If they offer not a monumental amount of money after an obligation to buy with a loan, then we can say, yeah, you can have him. But at the moment, just a loan, I wouldn't do it. Do you know what I mean? Just alone, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it for them. You know what I mean? I'd rather Antony be on the bench, if I'm being totally honest. I don't think Antony's as bad as people think. In my personal opinion, I think he's all right. I don't think he's that bad, guys, if I'm being honest. Finished Cristiano is the last player to score a hat-trick and a free kick from Manchester. Absolutely. Ronaldo is not finished. Ronaldo's going after 1,000 goals, my guy. Real Madrid. What's going on, my friend? Ronaldo's going after the 1,000 goals, mate. He's got 100 goals to go. How long is that going to take? Another couple of seasons? He's got another 2 years, mate. He's going to the World Cup. More or less. He's going to the World Cup, isn't he? I don't think Ronaldo's going to miss this World Cup. He's still playing for Portugal. What the Portuguese players think about that is another story, because I've heard stories that the Portuguese players are getting a little bit disillusioned by the fact that Ronaldo starts every game. Ronaldo takes the penalties all the time, and Ronaldo takes the free kicks all the time. When you've got players there who can take free kicks, other players there who can take penalties, it's natural, isn't it, to get a little bit frustrated with Cristiano Ronaldo. But in my opinion, Cristiano Ronaldo is the GOAT, regardless what people say about Messi. He is the GOAT. He has done it at various countries. You can fluke the World Cup, which I believe happened in the World Cup in Qatar. I believe it was rigged. I don't want to say anything sinister too much, but I believe it was, because they said it before the tournament. Every decision went their way in regards to that, with Holland as well, what happened in that game and stuff. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, it differs from opinion. But what we would say is that we're never going to see two players like that again, because their talent at the moment coming through is not like it used to be. There's not a big pool of talent coming through like there used to be, of course, guys, in my opinion. I don't know what you make of that. Let me know. Antony can leave. Believe me, it wouldn't be strengthening their rival. We'll pay £200. Yeah, it's subject to belief, isn't it? But would you give him to Newcastle? Because Newcastle squad-wise, it would improve then, wouldn't it? Really, Antony isn't that bad. I think, I think he had a problem last season. Obviously, he was almost arrested, as we know. He almost went to prison in Brazil, as we know. So, he had a lot of problems last season. We have to put that in perspective as well. I would only accept a cash deal, to be honest with you. At the moment, saving money on wages doesn't help us right now because the window is closed. Unless we bring in a replacement, is there a free transfer we can get? If we brought in a Rabiot or something like that, if you know what I mean, then I'm all for it. If we can replace him in the squad, I'm all for it, to be honest with you. If we can get a Rabiot, if we can get a Yaksici, obviously of Turkey, we can get one of those type of players, then yeah, then let's do it. If it helps with us get one of those players, then I'm fine with it. But if we're not replacing him, I just see it defeats the point of even doing it, because at the end of the day, whether we save money on the wages, it doesn't help us really if we don't get a replacement, to be honest, until next summer, of course. So as long as it is an obligation to buy and we can get him off the books and stuff like that, then yeah, great. You know what I mean? But if it's not, if it's just a loan and he comes back in the summer, then I don't think we should be doing that deal. Obviously, people want to see him gone. People have had enough of him, haven't they? Even Al Mac, you've had enough of him as well. Thank you. Respect. Rasta, he can hardly keep the ball. Yeah. Rasta, look, do you know what I mean? He's not a £90 player, as we've all found out the hard way, of course. At the end of the day, it was a bad buy, and unfortunately, we can't do nothing with that right now. But the one thing we can do is stop trying to strengthen a rival in regards to their squad, because Antony would do well at Newcastle. I've got a feeling he'll fit right in there. Do you know what I mean? And he'll probably do well, because the problem is with Man United, right, is the pressure. The pressure, the weight of the shirt is much higher than a team like Newcastle. The weight of the shirt at Man United is ridiculous. Now, look, we've got players like Rashford who's still at our club. Do you know what I mean? Who are stinking out the place week in, week out. What are we going to do with Rashford? Because at the end of the day, Rashford, I've not seen any effort from him. At least I see effort from Antony. Whether we rate him as a talent or not, I see effort from Antony. I don't see that same effort from Rashford, to be honest with you. Rasta, and we strengthened Chelsea by giving Sancho. Yeah, we did. And I said it before that we shouldn't have sold him to Chelsea. But if Chelsea were the only club that were interested in Sancho, then we had no choice at the end of the day. But we have strengthened Chelsea. But then you look at Chelsea. And you look at Chelsea's squad. Chelsea got Madueke. They got players like that. They got very good players on the wing as well. They're already a very, very strong squad. For me, in regards to Chelsea, they've got too many players. I think they've got too many, and with having too many, it can have the adverse effect, in my opinion. So Sancho, I don't think he's gonna do very well. And I say that as an opinion, but I say that because I don't think he fits the Premier League style of football. I don't. And he's a talented lad. Of course, he's a talented lad. But I think he suits a more slow style of football, a more technical style of football. I don't think he suits the Premier League. I mean, don't be surprised if he has a couple of good games here and there. But I said it a couple of weeks ago. Let's wait till Christmas. Let's see how it is with Maresca and people like that, if they still rate him. There's going to be a lot of frustration, believe me, because he signed for Man United. And believe me, I was one of the biggest advocates for Jadon Sancho before he signed for Man United. I was like, get Jadon Sancho. Do you know what I mean? And we got him, and then, he didn't play well. He didn't play well under Solskjaer. He didn't play well under Rangnick, and he didn't play well under Ten Hag. So, can you teach an old dog new tricks? Do leopards change their spots at the end of the day? This is the thing about it. He does well at Dortmund. Dortmund's the right fit for him. It's the Bundesliga. It's a lot less pressure, of course, and the teams ain't as good as the Premier League, ain't as intense as the Premier League, and you're given a lot more time on the ball, of course. Almac, Angel Gomes looks small because he is small. He lacked his size and was always talking point. When he was at United, I haven't seen enough of him, but heard he plays in a free midfield position. So look, do you know what? Size isn't everything. That's what she said. Size isn't everything, but he did look a bit small. But you know what? If he's a technical baller, if he can play, sorry to use the word baller. I don't like using that word too much. I know it's a little bit cringe if you use that word and stuff. But if he's good on the ball, if he can keep the ball, if he can bring the ball forward, you know what? I've always rated him, and I thought he was very skillful. I saw him in the reserves. I saw him a couple of times for Man United in the League Cup and stuff, and he always impressed me, to be honest. I was surprised that he was never given an opportunity. Of course, back then, I think we had Juan Mata in the team. Of course, we had a number of elderly players who needed to play. Not elderly, but more experienced players that needed to play, of course, in regards to that. But Angel Gomes has reached England. He's a full England international now. We can't knock him. He's done very, very well in regards to getting into that England team. Getting into that England squad, a strong England squad, of course. I rate him highly. Well done, and hopefully he achieves his dreams. In regards to Greenwood, don't want to mention too much about Greenwood, but Carsley sort of spelled it out for us yesterday. Last night, he sort of said it without saying it, if you know what I mean. And whether you agree with that or not, is it unfair? Do people deserve another chance? You know what? It's a very emotional subject in regards to Man United, of course, and some of the fan base are totally against it, of course, guys. Absolutely. They're totally against it, guys. But yeah, in regards to Antony, obviously, Man United could go after him. He is a free transfer, I believe, next season. So he could come to Man United. You never know what could happen with that. You never know. In regards to Antony, I don't think the deal is going to happen, although a lot of people want the deal to happen. I don't think it will happen now. I don't think Erik ten Hag will sanction the deal. I don't think Ineos will sanction the deal, to be honest with you, right now. I think we'll probably wait until January or the summer to get that going at the end of the day. But Antony is a talking point, and Antony hasn't worked out. Let's be honest, it hasn't worked out, Man United, how we thought it should be, to be honest with you. It hasn't, guys. Absolutely. I heard Alvaro Fernandez has been good since we sold him. Benfica put a 40 million release clause on him after we sold him for 5 million. Every time I got rid of our good young players like Kova over Ayodele. Do you know what, Almac? I have to agree with you. And if I'm gonna, there's only a few things I criticize Ten Hag about. One of them is the stubbornness on the pitch and stuff like that. But another one is his talent ID. Like, for example, Kova, we all knew he was a good goalkeeper. When he played in those friendlies, we all, like, in this summer, like, was it last year? When we saw Kova, we thought, wow, this player is good. He reminded me of Petr Cech a little bit. He was really good. And I thought, you know what? We got a new goalkeeper here. Then we ended up signing Onana. And we got rid of Kova. I don't think we should have got rid of Kova. I thought we should have kept him. Ayodele, I was incredibly impressed with Ayodele during the preseason. I thought he was one of our shining lights, of course. We played every game. He was very, very good. He's another one, of course. But Alvaro Fernandez now. Alvaro Fernandez, I was a huge fan of Alvaro Fernandez, even in the youth team. And again, he's gone and sold him. And when we sold him, you can check back on my tweets and stuff, and my YouTube channel, you can check and see that I was disappointed that we got rid of Alvaro Fernandez because he's a left back. We needed cover in the left back. He's skillful. He's quick. He crosses, and obviously Benfica are going to end up selling him for 40, 50 million euros, aren't they? I know we got a buy-on clause. I believe we got a buy-on clause with Fernandez, so we could get him back. But why do that? Why did we do that? When we knew that Luke Shaw had injuries, when we knew that we don't have any cover in that position, why did we go after Alvaro Fernandez? Now, this is the whole thing about biased. And I think that there is room for bias sometimes. When you're a manager, you always have your favourites. Of course, you're going to have your favourites. But I think we're going overboard with the favourites here. In regards to Malacia, Dutch, you know what I mean? And obviously De Ligt is Dutch, Xerxes is Dutch. I think we're going a little bit overboard with all these Dutch players, and I think like we should give a player a chance based on performance and whether they deserve a chance. Kova looked brilliant. Ayodele looked brilliant during the preseason. Fernandez a year ago looked brilliant, of course, but we never gave him an opportunity. And I don't know why that is. At the end of the day, I think this Ten Hag likes to play his favourites, and that's it. In regards to Luke Shaw, it's come to the fold, isn't it? Luke Shaw is in his final season at Man United. I don't think we should go with Luke Shaw after this season. If he doesn't play 90% of the games, which is looking bleak at the moment, he doesn't look like he's going to be playing any more games, do you know what I mean, anytime soon, do you know what I mean? So if he doesn't play any more games, and he doesn't play 90% of games, I'm getting rid of him by the end of the season. I don't know what you think about it, but I'm definitely getting rid of him at the end of the season. At this point, we need Ajax United. At this point, we are. Do you remember when Barcelona used to play in the 90s? In the 90s, they brought through the Reizigers, the Overmars, the Frank de Boers, the Kluiverts and stuff like that. We're getting a little bit like that Barcelona team, if you know what I mean. When Louis van Gaal was their manager, and then Rijkaard was their manager. Of course, Rijkaard did very well. Many people don't realize this, but Rijkaard actually built that Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets, Messi team. So he's a very good manager, but Louis van Gaal brought in Dutch FC. He brought in loads of Dutch players, as I can remember. Fullit Koku, of course, as well. There were lots of Dutch players in that Barcelona team, as I can remember. And I think that we're going down that same direction, which I don't think is right. I don't think we should be doing that. We should be buying players, playing players based on merit and based on their ability, of course. We need a new left back, and we're going to need a new number 10. Absolutely, Rastatats. Bruno's getting on a little bit. As we know, he's 30 years old almost. I think he is 30 years old almost. We do need to look at other players. Bruno looks like he's declining a little bit, if I don't want to say it like that, but he's been a good servant to Man United, but he does look like he's getting a little bit off his legs. His legs are going a little bit, if you know what I mean. Like other players in our team, his legs are going a little bit, in my opinion. And I feel like he could be the next one to leave at the end by the end of the season. Could be, but he's just signed a new contract, hasn't he? Just signed a new contract. But we do need a number 10. We do need someone to rotate with Bruno. We do need someone. I wanted Omo this year. The reason I wanted Omo is precisely that. Is because I wanted someone to rotate with Bruno. Unfortunately, we don't have that. We have got Shea Lacey. We've got good players coming through the ranks as well. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget our youth team. We have some good young players coming off the conveyor belt of young players coming out of our academy at the moment. We've got probably the best young players coming through since the class of 92. Don't want to put too much pressure on them, but I believe that. I believe we've got a lot of talent coming through, guys, absolutely. And we have to be excited about that as well. Didn't we buy Mason Mount to be a future number 10? For goodness me, Mason Mount. Mason Mount is a very good presser of the ball, right? He's a very good presser of the ball, but he lacks on the ball, which is the most important thing. What he gains off the ball, he lacks on the ball. And the most important thing is to have the talent on the ball. And I just feel like he doesn't have that thing that we need. He wears the number 7 shirt, for goodness sake, the number 7 shirt. Eric Cantona, George Best, Cristiano Ronaldo. Do you know what I mean? He wears the number, David Beckham. He wears the number 7 shirt. And I just don't think he's quite got that edge that you need as a number 10. He presses well. Give him that. He presses well. Is he better than Bruno? I'm not too sure about that. Probably Pep presses better than Bruno, but Bruno's better on the ball, if you know what I mean. I haven't seen anything from Mason Mount to say, wow, yeah, that's a number 7. That's the Man United number 7 that I know and that I respect. That's the only thing with it. That's what I would say about Mason Mount. I like Mason Mount. I wasn't a fan of the signing, if I was being totally honest. I thought he had a bad couple of years and stuff, and we shouldn't have been signing him and everything like that. But we ended up signing him, so I support him. But at the moment, he was injured all last season. He's injured again this season. Is he becoming another Luke Shaw case? Is he another Luke Shaw case? It's looking that way, isn't it? He's looking like a Luke Shaw 2.0 at the end of the day. 30th of June 2007 is when Luke Shaw. Wow. That is crazy. Whoever gives that kind of contract out to Luke Shaw, given his injury record, needs to be locked up. That is ridiculous. 2027. So you're saying we've got almost, 3 years for Luke Shaw to come to run up his contract. That is crazy. And when you think about it, if you think about who's going to buy Luke Shaw, let me know who's going to buy Luke Shaw. Which club, which sad club is going to go after Luke Shaw after his injury record? Is he going to go to Saudi Arabia? His injury record is poor. They're not going to sign him, are they? At the end of the day, you've got to look at the injury record. And, he missed 65% of football since he signed for Man United. Of course, he did have a very serious injury. His leg was almost amputated, as many have said, So at the end of the day, look, that he has recovered from that. We can't keep holding him to that. We can't keep saying that, he had a serious injury. He had a serious injury. We can't keep saying that. It's 2025 nearly, guys. That injury happened when? 2014? So when did that injury happen? 2014? Come on, guys. It's 10 years, 11 years. No, he's got to recover from that. Ruud van Nistelrooy had a very, very serious knee injury. Ruud van Nistelrooy ended up becoming a legend at Man United, scoring loads of goals. Still became one of the best strikers of all time in the Premier League. Mason Mount had only created a handful of assists from open play in his entire career at Chelsea. He's a sister, mainly from dead ball situations. And that's the thing. Does he take dead balls? Does he take corners? Does he take free kicks at Man United? Isn't it Bruno who takes all the corners and free kicks at Man United? So defeats the point, doesn't it? That why we got Mason Mount for, of course he's good for the squad. We got a decent squad. At the end of the day, having him, adding him into the squad, in aim of having a decent squad is okay. But I don't rate him, and I said it from a long time. Even Gareth Southgate dropped him. And he was Gareth Southgate's love child for a while. He was playing every single England game. Then even Gareth Southgate dropped him from the England fold. Madness, isn't it, when you think about it? And then we go and sign him for 50 million on his last year of his contract. Now, what you could say was that an Ineos deal? Was that a Ten Hag deal? You can ask yourself that. You can ask yourself that question if it was, to be honest with you guys, absolutely. But in my opinion, it was the wrong signing. I don't think we should have signed Mason Mount, in my opinion. I think we should have went after someone else, maybe a midfielder back then. Maybe we should have went after the CDM back then, not sign Mason Mount, which wasn't needed, to be honest, because I struggle to feel where he fits in. The only way we fit him in is if we play that dreaded false number 9. I don't like the false number 9, guys. Absolutely not. I don't like the false number 9. Absolutely no way, Jose. I don't like the false number 9. My guys, I don't. I mean, some people like it. I dislike it. I just feel like you can't get a goal scoring opportunity. You can't score goals with it. I just think I don't like it, mate. I don't really like it. But against Southampton, it's very interesting to see what our team is going to be, who's going to play. Is Ugarte going to play? Is Ugarte ready? Is he ready, guys? Do you think Ugarte's ready? Played 70 minutes for Uruguay, of course. So he could be ready, guys. He could be ready to come in and slot right in. That would be nice, wouldn't it? That would be nice. I believe he is. I mean, if you think about certain players, look at Antony when he signed for Man United. He didn't have any preseason, did he? He didn't have any preseason, but he came in, he scored a goal on his debut. At the end of the day, do you think Ten Hag is going to play Ugarte against Southampton? I mean, I would like him to get some minutes, at least some minutes. Do you know what I mean? I would like to see him get 15 minutes at least. Do you know what I mean? I think he should start, in my personal opinion. I think he'll be up for the game. I think England. I think United will defeat Southampton anyway, regardless. So I don't hate Rooney, but the goalkeeper didn't even jump for his free kick. You know what? I was going to bring in that. Class is permanent, as the thumbnail says. Class is permanent at the end of the day, and I felt like that free kick, it was hard to save. You got a point that the goalkeeper didn't make an effort; he didn't jump for it, but it took a little bit of a deflection, and it went in the top corner. Do you know what? It could have went in. Even do you think that would have went in a competitive game of football? Do you think that ball would have went in a competitive game of football? I don't know. But at the end of the day, Rooney's class, isn't he? Rooney's class. One thing I would say about Rooney, right? My guy, mate, I love Rooney, right? But he needs to look after himself. Look after yourself, mate. You don't look 38, mate. You don't look 38. You look about 58, my friend. You got to look after yourself. And I'll say that from the heart. He's got to look after himself, and he's got to keep himself in shape, because at what I'm seeing right now, he's letting himself go a little bit, and he shouldn't be doing that. I don't know what the reasons is. Does he drink? Does he that? But you know what? He does need to look after himself, and because you're getting into your 40s now, just look after yourself. But he is at the end of the day, he's class in regards to a footballer. As a footballer, he's class. He's still got the touch. Class is permanent. Form is temporary. Class is permanent. Kobbie Mainoo made his debut yesterday in regards to England against Ireland. Kobbie Mainoo, again, running that midfield, done very well. England were in first gear, to be honest. England didn't even get out of second gear. But I'm very impressed with Kobbie Mainoo. Looks like he's a mainstay in that England squad now. Looks very composed, looks very strong, of course. But obviously, it's Ireland. They look like the worst Ireland I've ever seen in my life. But Kobbie Mainoo, very pleased for him. There's future and there's past. There's Rooney and there's Kobbie Mainoo. There's past and present there, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? One player who's seen it and done it in Wayne Rooney, and there's a player who's going to see it and do it at Manchester United in Kobbie Mainoo. I believe he will. He will see it and do it at Man United. I'm very confident. Good morning, Sniper Man. How you doing, my friend? By the way, thank you for the comments. And the only fast players yesterday were Carrick and Berbatov and some sort. Which players in that team yesterday, in the Legends team, do you think can still play in a Man United team today? Do you think, if any, there are any players in that Legends team that can play today in the Man United team? Luke Shaw is made of glass. They see he's the best left back in the world, overrated. Do you know what? I would say this, Rasta Stocks, on his day, he's a very, very good left back. But the problem is, when is his day? And that is what I would say. When is his day? When does he play? Because you can't call someone world class if they don't play games at the end of the day. But he is a very good left back when he is fit. I won't criticize him and know that. And I think he is. I think we miss him when he doesn't play, mainly because we don't have a left-sided player. It would be great if we had a left-sided player. That's why I would bring in Harry Amas, of course, and Murray, players like that, Sniper Man, that's not, don't talk smack. Sure, it's Roberto Carlos. Did you see? I don't know, Sniper Man, if you saw Roberto Carlos play. Roberto Carlos was generational, mate. Roberto Carlos was so powerful. I've seen him live. I saw him for Real Madrid against Man United back in 2000. He is an animal. Absolutely. The guy, his legs are like this. Honestly, his thighs like this. And he would bomb up and down that pitch. He'd cross, he'd shoot. He scored the best goal I've ever seen in my life. He scored not the one with the free kick, not the free kick. I'm going to bring it into the show. There was a goal that he scored from near the corner flag on the volley, and it curled right into the top corner. Boom, straight into the corner. He was just a next level. Anyway, there was a rumor there it will be a LGBT football team of FIFA 23. Big up the LGBT then. Big up them. Who's going to be them? I don't know who's going to be. What's the name? What are they going to be called? LGBT FC? Make of that what you will. I don't know what a sexuality has to do with football, to be honest with you. I don't know why we might as well make a straight team, isn't it? A bi team, a gender neutral team. For a quick match. For a quickie. At the end of the day, the sniper, Luke Shaw, is made of glass. He's hardly available for the team, but yeah, I just read that one, I think. I don't know, maybe Berbatov. Berbatov's class. Berbatov still play, because the reason Berbatov could still play, because he keeps himself in shape, doesn't he? He does keep himself in shape. I've seen him doing these kicks against the wall and stuff. I've seen him on YouTube doing these skills and stuff like that. Still keeps himself relatively fit, of course. Would Angel Gomes even want to come back to sit on the bench? An ambitious player will want to start. Yeah, absolutely. This is the thing. He's already been on the bench for Manchester United in the past. I don't think he would want to be on the bench again for Man United, in my opinion. Although a free transfer, it'd be good for Man United to bring him back. Nostalgia and all that, play for Man United briefly. But at the end of the day, I rate him as a player. You're perfectly right. Would he want to come back to Man United? Would he want to do it? Would he want to do it again? Would he want to sit on the bench? I don't know. I don't think he would, to be honest with you, because he is an England international now. Obviously, he's going to think, look, I'm an England international. I must be pretty good if I'm an England international, of course. So this is the thing with it. I don't think he would want to come back. If you've got a good point there, but although he might be a Man United fan, he might want to come back. He might want to prove himself at the same time. It's a double-edged sword at the end of the day. He might say, look, you know what? I want to go back to Man United and finish unfinished business like Pogba did, I'm a firm believer that you should never go back. I mean, unless you're Paul Scholes, you should never go back. Absolutely not, because it generally, more than not, doesn't work out when you go back to the football club before. It doesn't. In any form of life, it's never really a good idea to go back. You should always look forward and not think about the past and stuff like that. It's always about going forward. And I think Angel Gomes will do well in the Premier League. I think if he signed for a club in the top 5, top 6, he'll do well. He'll do well at a club like Newcastle, for example. Then maybe they should go after him and stuff. But, Angel Gomes, I was disappointed he didn't get his opportunity at Man United, of course. Very disappointed. But, yeah. Good luck to him, and he's an England international now, and I wish him nothing but the best. Of course, the Bellingham is not in the squad, Cole Palmer and stuff. So I don't know if he will stay in that squad. Although I wish him the best of luck. I think he's better than what's his name, McGallagher, isn't it? Gallagher. That's it. He's better than Gallagher, of course. I think Gallagher's highly overrated, in my opinion, if I'm being totally honest with you. Now, I wrote in a thumbnail about Ineos' dream signing. It is rumored that Ineos are very interested in signing Zubamendi. Zubi-dooby-doo, where are you? They are very interested in inquiring about Zubamendi and the possibility of signing the player next summer. Now, of course, Zubamendi almost signed for Liverpool a month ago or so, and we were making songs about it because he rejected Liverpool. Now, it is believed that Ineos are interested in Zubamendi. They believe that a player of his quality, a player who can control the ball, keep the ball, bring the ball forward, would be good for Manchester United. He's deemed their dream signing. Omid Barada has openly said that he wants a ball-playing midfielder who can control the game and dictate the game. And Omid Barada has said to be very underwhelmed by the way Manchester United have been playing recently. Of course, this season, we should say, and that it has to improve, and Ten Hag has to improve. Ten Hag believes that he needs more. He believes he needs more in that squad. Ten Hag has openly said that he needs another midfielder, of course. Whether we get a Rabiot or something like that, that still remains to be seen. We've got a few days left, of course, to see if the free transfer window closes, if we get anyone in there. Ten Hag does want more players, but Omar Barada has openly said that we do need to impress and we should still be doing better with this squad. Do you agree? A Zubamendi type player, I said it weeks ago, during this window, that we need a Zubamendi type player in that squad. Whether it's to rotate with Mainu, because we don't want to overwork Mainu, we don't want to burn Mainu out. When has Mainu even had a break? I was a little bit disappointed. He played for England yesterday because, when is he getting a break at the end of the day? He played in the Euros, he's playing in every game for Man United, and he's playing for England. The guy needs a break, otherwise he's going to burn out. I'm being totally honest with you. And that's when we need a squad. At the end of the day, young players, don't play them too much. You have to nurture them into the squad. Slowly, gradually bring them into the squad, in my opinion. Mike, if we wanted to be, why did we buy Ugarte? Because Ugarte is an enforcer. Ugarte is a number 6. Zubamendi is a number 8. He plays in a number 8 role more, and he's more of a technical player than Ugarte in regards to bringing the ball into the attacking third of the pitch. Ugarte is an enforcer, an aggressor, can control the ball. Yes, he's classy, he's skillful, but he's an aggressor. Zubamendi is a different type of player in regards to Ugarte, and he's the one who can get the ball and control it and bring that ball into the midfield. A bit like Kobbie Mainoo, if you know what I mean. But, someone who can rotate with Kobbie Mainoo, someone who can give Kobbie Mainoo a rest, should I say, when he needs a rest. Because at the moment, I just feel like we're overplaying these players. I feel like we're overcooking it with Mainoo. I don't know what you feel like. I feel like we do need cover in that area. I do feel like that. But what I believe to know is that Omar Barada is a big fan of Zubamendi. And Liverpool were almost signing him. He would have been a great signing for Liverpool, of course, but he didn't go to Liverpool. So the option is still there. I do feel like Man United do need to sign one more midfielder. I think that we need a left back, of course. Who is available right now at the moment in regards to those positions? We've got Rabiot, who's available. Yachisi is available, of course, from Turkey. He's available as well. Is Hamaso still available? I'm not too sure if he's still available. I checked that out, but I don't know if he's still available. But we do need cover in that left back position. We don't have anyone in that left back position, and we do need to have a player in that left back position. If he's not going to give Harry Amas a chance, if he's not going to give Murray a chance, I was very impressed with Harry Amas during the preseason. I don't know about you. I was very impressed with him. His positioning is a bit questionable. But as Sir Alex Ferguson famously said, if you don't give youngsters a chance, they will stagnate and they will drift away. And that's how I feel it is at the end of the day with some of our young players. They stagnate, and they drift away at the end of the day. So I feel like we should give Harry Amas some game time. I feel like we should give him 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there to bed him into the team. Because we do need a left back. It's so important. I don't know why we're not doing this. It's better than playing a Harry Amas, who's a left footer, than playing square pegs in round holes, if I'm being totally honest with you. We should stop playing Mazraoui left back, Dalot left back. They're not left backs. And we have paid the price so far this season already in regards to playing players out of position. We were attacked against Liverpool on that left-hand side numerous amounts of times. We were. Most of the goals came from that side. They were created from that side or they were scored from that side. And the same thing happened against Brighton. In the last minutes of the game, in the 95th minute, we can see the goal from that side. Of course, there was no one marking that side. So at the end of the day, my opinion is you should always play players with their correct foot. This inverted fullbacks, inverted wingers, it doesn't work for me. I'm just being told, I don't think it works. Maybe you can have one inverted winger or one inverted fullback, unless they're two-footed like Dennis Irwin is, you shouldn't be playing inverted fullbacks. You shouldn't be playing inverted fullbacks. You shouldn't be playing inverted wingers. As a defender, if I was playing against an inverted winger, I was a fullback at the end of the day in my time. It's easier to defend against. It's easier to defend against than a fast player running on a wing. If you look at yesterday's game in regards to Ireland against England, you look at Gordon. He gave Ireland so many problems on that left-hand side. He was running at them relentlessly, and they couldn't take it. It could have been 4 or 5-0 to England in the first half. He was running at them so much that they couldn't take it. That's what it is in regards to proper wingers. Proper wingers run at their fullbacks because it's harder to defend against. And when it's harder to defend against, what happens is that they get to the byline. You also have overlapping runs. If you've got a good fullback, you've got overlapping runs. And then you've got the fullback worrying about the winger. And then you've got an overlapping run, like a Luke Shaw, let's say, for example, running in behind. You could pass it to the fullback, or you could take take the fullback on and cross the ball into the box. It's better than doing this cut-in business. Get the ball, cut in, get the ball, cut in, get the ball, cut in. It's easy to defend against. No wonder we don't score enough goals. You need to get the ball into the box, cross the ball low, dangerously, cause havoc in the box. Football hasn't changed much from the 90s, my friends. It hasn't. At the end of the day, if you get a good ball in the box, they're not robots. They haven't changed. People haven't changed all of a sudden that they can read balls into the box and stuff. It causes havoc and it causes problems, especially if you have a very, very good striker to attack it. If you have Zubimendi, you don't need a guard. You can play as more as a technical number 6. You know what, Almac, absolutely. But the thing is, we need a squad. We're very weak in that midfield area as well. So he's a different type of player to Ugarte, in my opinion. Different type, completely. So if depending on the type of formation we want to play, if we want to play a more attacking style, if we want to play a more reserve style, we can rotate it. There's no harm in it at the end of the day. And Casemiro looks like he will be leaving the club next summer. So if he leaves the club, we need a replacement. And that replacement could be Zubimendi. And I wouldn't be opposed to that. Of course, we got Collier as well. I'm very excited about Collier and his future at Man United. Of course, he's a very good player. Done very well when he came on against Liverpool. But obviously, he's young. But Zubimendi is quoted from various media outlets that he could be going to Man United. I'll be pleased with that. I'll be over the moon with that. But as we know, football can change. And football, over the months and months and months, there might be a new gem come through. There might be a new player coming through our ranks. We hope he comes through our academy. That's what we hope. But he might also come at another team, and a player might come through and capture the eye of Ineos at another team. You know, there's a long season ahead, of course. Good morning, Liza Rami. How you doing? Walaikum salam, my friend. Hope you're doing well, Liza Rami. Good to see you. Any news about Shaw coming back? Hopefully, Shaw will be back very, very soon. He's very close to coming back. I believe he'll be back by the Spurs game. By the Spurs game, he should be back for Manchester United. And I believe that's a good game to bring him back in because we'll be at home. Obviously, we got Southampton. I believe that will be too soon. We got Southampton at St. Mary's. We got obviously Crystal Palace and Aston Villa away from home, so that's going to be difficult. But then we got Spurs at home. So Spurs at home, I would look to bring in Luke Shaw back then, and Rasmus, and all of the injuries that we've had over the past months. Unfortunately, we can't catch a break when it comes to injuries, of course, guys. It's been a bit of a mad one. I believe we won't put enough crosses in. I believe we don't. We don't put enough crosses in. And football, you know what? If you cross that ball in the box and you got attackers attacking that ball, this is why I believe this whole the 4-4-2 is dead. It's dead. It's not dead. It's just that teams are not playing it. You know what I mean? Like, if you play a 4-2, 4-4-2 or 4-5-1, and you got the wingers on the side and you got two strikers, right? Two strikers attacking the ball, especially if it's strikers of quality, right? You can have the false number 10 here and a striker up front, a proper striker, and you can have the wingers bombing on, and you can have crosses coming into the ball. It causes havoc. I would die to have a player like Beckham at our team. And it's not just about having two like that. You have a player similar to Ryan Giggs, like someone who can run, someone like a Garnacho, and you have someone who can cross the ball. And that's what we're missing at the moment. Someone who can create from that side. Someone who gets the ball in, who takes this man on, cuts in, overlapping run, passes it to the overlapper, things like that. Do you know what I mean? That's what I like in football. That's how football should be played. That's the Man United style, not the 4-3-3. The homegrown version of Zubimendi would be Adam Wharton. I'm not too sure about Adam Wharton myself, Almac. I'm not too sure. Is this Adam Wharton thing a myth? At the end of the day, I would say that, I'm not too sure about him. I haven't seen enough of him. I've seen some of him. He had a good season last season. He hasn't started this season particularly well. Decent prospect. But I do believe that we are hyping this guy up to a level that it shouldn't be hyped up at the end of the day. Not yet. I'm fine with Ugarte as a signing. He will bring the Licha mentality. Yes, I'm absolutely over the moon with the signing. But we're talking about next summer, Kenny. Next summer when Casemiro most likely will leave, and we need another replacement for Casemiro. I do believe that Casemiro will leave next summer. I think he will have we'll have a team that he'll probably sign for next summer. But right now, we're keeping him, and he's decent for our squad. Casemiro, we need that experience in the squad. In regards to Ugarte, let's hope. I'm happy with Ugarte. I was a big advocate for Ugarte way before he played for PSG. If you look at my old videos, I was speaking about him in Sporting Lisbon when he dominated that midfield against Arsenal. You know, if you remember that. Big fan of Ugarte, of course. And Ugarte is good, but we don't have enough. We need a bigger squad. Absolutely need a bigger squad. Adam Wharton sounds like a good shout. Adam Wharton, you know what? Adam Wharton's a media guy. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not saying not many people know about Adam Wharton. You know what I mean? They say, oh, we played well, we done so well, we done what? Mate, you know what? Let's be cool here. Let's be calm. He's going to cost us 60, 70 million. 60, 70 million. Come on. You know, he's unproven. He's unproven. He had one good season at Man United, at Crystal Palace. One good season. He hasn't started the decent season. He hasn't started this season well at all. So are we going to spend 60, 70 million on Wharton? When we got our own youngsters in there, why don't we make our own Wharton? You know, this is exactly what Jim Ratcliffe said about Mbappe and players like that. Why don't we make our own Mbappe? Why don't we make our own Wharton? We have the talent. We have the facilities. We have the best young team in the country, in my opinion. Why don't we bring them through? Yeah, it's going to be they're going to get 60, 70 million minimum. He's British, he's English, plays for England. They're going to be like, 70 million. We can't do that again, guys. I believe in Collier. I believe Collier is going to be a fantastic player. I believe we should just give these players a chance. You know, we've done that before. We've done that. We spent that, you know, that sort of money on these players, and they flattered to deceive, haven't they? You know, I'm not saying that Wharton is a bad player. I just feel like he represents a risk for 60, 70 million. It's a bit like Branthwaite. You know, Branthwaite, I'm a big fan of Branthwaite. I think he's a good player. Played for PSV and stuff like that. I think Branthwaite is a good player, but I won't want the club to spend 60, 70 million on Branthwaite. No way. Are you saying that Andy Wharton is a season's Evan Ferguson? This season's Evan Ferguson. Evan Ferguson, in regards to Evan Ferguson, I think Evan Ferguson done very well last season. He done very, very well. And I rate Evan Ferguson highly. But again, 60, 70 million minimum. Are we going to spend that money on a player who, you know, these players have to be consistent at the end of the day as well. You know, everyone can have a good season. You know, everyone. You know, you might have a good couple of games. Everyone can have a good season. You never know. You know, but, you know, it's consistency, which is key, which I look at as consistency. But what you also have to bring into the equation is that young players are rarely consistent. So you've got to look at it like that. Evan Ferguson is the type of player Sir Alex Ferguson would have signed, in my opinion. Evan Ferguson is the type of player he would have been looking at, in my opinion. But the price is going to be too much. It's going to be too much for us at the end. Sekou Kone, Sal, he will get something. Yeah, Sekou Kone is ready. Sekou Kone is ready. You better buckle up because Sekou Kone is ready and he's fit and ready to go. Can't wait to see Sekou Kone come into the team. He's from a generational Mali under-17 team, of course. Done very well in the African nations under-17s and the World Cup under-17s, of course. I'm just worried, lies around me. I'm just worried, as good as Ugarte is, goes to ground a lot, even though he does it well. The refs, Premiership, are just card happy and don't appreciate the skill of tackling. Do you know what? As long as he wins the ball and as long as he does it properly, but I do agree with you, lies around me. You know what? We have biased referees against Man United. Of course, we know that. And you know that as soon as a tackle comes in, it's going to be against Man United. We know that with Casemiro. He really derailed, the referees really derailed Casemiro's career, especially the first season and the second season at Man United. They really derailed his career, biased refereeing, sending him off, but not sending off another player who does exactly the same thing. Yeah, we hope, fingers crossed, that we don't get this biased and stuff like that. We don't get this biased stuff, and hopefully he will basically be good next. He will basically be good, and we won't get any bad refereeing decisions, of course, guys. We won't get any bad refereeing decisions, hopefully. But we do know that the referees are biased against Man United. We do know what they're like against Man United, guys, absolutely. Let me just read this. Goals for George. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the stream. Had a good 3 months at Palace. Glazer has been found out, and Palace looks shaky this season. Yeah, exactly. You have to be very, very careful when it comes to young players, of course. Not saying that he's a bad player, but we have to be careful with players like Adam Wharton. You know, Adam Wharton, you know, is he going to be that guy? You know, he's got, you know, consistency is key. Big up Stretford Post, the legend. Follow and subscribe. Smash the like button. Thank you so much, Noah. How you doing, my friend? Thank you so much for joining the stream. Thank you so much, my guy. Really appreciate that. Really do. Thank you, mate. Absolutely. Brian Foskett, Renwar Las Ginam Doog. What does that mean, Brian? Does that mean good morning? Good morning, Brian. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Renwar Las Ginam Doog to you as well, my friend. Thank you very much, mate. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, my friend. I heard Ugarte is match fit. Is it true? Yeah, he's match fit. He wouldn't play 70 minutes if he wasn't match fit. He was match fit before. He played in the Copa America, for crying out loud. You know what I mean? He played in the Copa America. So at the end of the day, you know, he's ready to go. He's ready to go. We're just being overly cautious in regards to Ugarte, in my opinion. I think we're being too overly cautious. But Ten Hag did this with Varane and Casemiro when they first signed for the club, didn't he? Theodos, Kenny, big up, Sanchief, big up, Sanchief. Of course, Kenny Fan TV, big up. Good thing is we're playing Crystal Palace soon. We can judge Adam Walton versus our midfield. Absolutely, that's a good one, Adam Mack. Let's see what happens. At Selhurst Park, I'm a little bit worried after what happened last season. Selhurst Park, I think, is going to be our most difficult game. I know some people are going to say it's Spurs, it's Aston Villa. I think it's going to be Selhurst Park. I think we lost there 4-0 last season. Of course, we had a lot of injuries and everything, players who are unfit and stuff like that. But I believe that next season is going to be a difficult season. You know, what am I talking about? I think next game against Crystal Palace, the game against Crystal Palace, not next game, but the game after, is going to be a difficult game, in my opinion. Very difficult game, because Selhurst Park is one of those grounds, you know, that is tight, you know, and the crowd are on top of you. And it's going to take character for us. We're going to have to show character. Like and subscribe. Post you, Sal, you're the man. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't forget to subscribe, like as well. You've got the QR code. You can subscribe on the QR code. And don't forget, I've got lots of fantastic new material coming as well. I've got game alongs. I've got interviews. I've got that. And on the membership, I've got some great exclusive material for the memberships as well. It's only a couple of quid, guys, a month. Keeps the channel running and everything like that. If you like, you can subscribe to the membership on the desktop. If you go to www.youtube.com/Stretford Post, you can do the subscription, the membership there. I've got a lot of exclusive content for you as well. I'll be playing games. You know what? I've got a really exciting few weeks ahead in regards to that. Lots of fun. Kenny, no update. Big up, bro. Big up, everyone. Of course, Wharton Ferguson, goals for George. Wharton Ferguson are all hype jobs. Mainu needs to perform this season with a proper management of minutes. Second season shows whether Mainu has it, an even young player. I think Mainu has it, goals for George. I saw him last night against Ireland. I thought he was brilliant. I mean, it wasn't overwhelming, but it wasn't, I mean, amazing. But I thought he was very controlling. I thought he was very controlled, very calm on the ball. I thought England had a very easy game yesterday. I've never seen a game against Ireland that easy, to be honest with you, if I'm being totally honest. If England were in gear one, England, if they wanted to, could have won 6 or 7, in my opinion, if they really wanted to go for the game. Let's remember, no Foden, no Cole Palmer, no Bellingham, you know. But Mainu really held that midfield together. I felt he done really well yesterday. And I believe that this season is a big season for Mainu. Absolutely agree, goals for George. I mean, it all depends on your second season. You know, a lot of players have one season wonders, don't they? There's a lot of players who do have that one season, you know. Doesn't mean that they're world class, you know, but I do believe Mainu is generational. I believe he will have a good season. I think he's been one of our better players this season so far, even though we haven't had a great start to the season. I do still think that he's been one of our better players so far this season, guys, if I'm being honest. Kenny, I agreed. Palace away will be hard. It's going to be hard. You know, the Palace game depends on how we start the game. We have to start the game on a front foot. We have to push the game. We have to push it to them, take the game to them, try and get the first goal. It's very important. They don't have Elise now. They've not played as well as they did last season. But we know what Palace do. We know what Palace do. They like to upset us. Back in the day, when Eric Cantona got that karate kick, they love to upset us. They love to annoy us. You know, that's what they do. And when we go to Selhurst Park, we have a lot of history at Selhurst Park. Of course, I remember the David Beckham goal from the halfway line. Of course, there was that goal from Eric Cantona when we were in the green and gold, and he volleyed it with a knee and bang into the top corner. We've had some great goals. That Dennis Irwin goal. You know, Selhurst Park has been brilliant for us in regards to goals, but it's also been a stumbling block for us as well over the years, of course. If Newcastle want Antony to do a sort of deal, Brian, love it, mate. I would love Gordon. Did you see Gordon last night? old-fashioned winger. Loved the way he was taking on the fullback. Loved it, getting the crosses in. He caused absolute havoc. Now, look at Gordon, right? Play 4-4-2. What happens? Havoc on the wings. It's hard to defend the wings. As I said, this 4-3-3, it's too narrow. It's too narrow. Then the players split up. Then you're left with one in the middle. The same with the strikers. The players split up on the wing. You're left with one striker in the middle, and you end up being less potent. That's why, guys. But when's the merch coming out, Sal? What for Stretford Post? Don't worry, it's coming soon, my guy. Absolutely, I've got the Chatterbox merch. Don't forget to become a Chatterbox membership, though. It's coming soon. I've got the Chatterbox. I've got hoodies coming. Hoodies with the Chatterbox thing. If you want to wear it, of course, you don't have to. But I'm going to be wearing it on my show all the time. My Chatterbox logo and stuff like that. So, yeah, become a Chatterboxer first. Become a Chatterboxer on the membership. I've got a lot of material going to be coming. At least twice a week, I'll be uploading new material for the memberships and stuff like that. But I'll still be doing Breaking Dawn and Chatterbox absolutely for free, of course. But a membership is nothing. Basically, it costs nothing, doesn't it? But, you know, not an arm and a leg, of course. George, Manchester United need a killer striker who could stop wasting time and go for Osimhen in January, as he is dangerous and does not play games in the opposition half. His goal yesterday was ruthless. I didn't say his goal yesterday. Did he score yesterday? You're talking about Osimhen, right? Yeah, I didn't see his goal yesterday. I'm going to check it out online. I will check it out later on today, definitely. But yeah, Osimhen was another one. He's at Galatasaray now, of course. So are we going to get him? Now is it too late? I thought we should have went after him. On a free transfer. At the end of that, I thought we should have done. Another wasted. Why not? You can never have too many strikers. Look, when Sir Alex Ferguson, sorry to keep bringing Sir Alex Ferguson into the equation, but let me tell you this, right? When Sir Alex Ferguson was the manager of Man United, he always was obsessed about strikers. He would buy a striker from like Fulham because he could score goals, like Louis Saha, for example. He would buy him because he scores goals. He would buy Berbatov from Tottenham because he scores goals. He would look for goals. That's what he looked for. Who can score goals in the Premier League? He rarely would risk it with a foreign striker. He rarely would do that. There was Ruud van Nistelrooy, of course. But Ruud van Nistelrooy scored 32 goals in 31 appearances for PSV in one season. So obviously he's a different animal. He was a different animal and he was... Guys, can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me in the stream. Big up everyone. Big up everyone. Big up. Am I still frozen, Kenny? Am I still frozen, guys? Let me know. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you see me, guys? Hopefully you can hear me. Hopefully you can see me now, guys. Hopefully it's better. There you go. I think I'm better. I think I'm here now, guys. Thank you so much for being patient, guys. Thank you very much. Goals for George. Kenny, now, thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you. Victor Boniface played 70 minutes and kept missing chances after chance against Benin in the AFCON qualifiers. Osman comes in and does it with his first touch, and the country goes and raptures. He's a good player. Osman is a fantastic player. We know that, he's a brilliant player, generational guy, of course. Didn't work out in his second season at Napoli. Again, there's the second season syndrome, isn't it? It's that syndrome, isn't it? You're going to have to do it consistently every single season, of course. So, it does get a bit, at the end of the day, look, consistency in football is everything. The great strikers, the great players of the world were consistent. Ronaldo's, the Messi's, the Andy Cole's, whatever you want to say it's all about consistency. And that is what it's all about in football. You can do it one season. A lot of players can do it one season, but it's doing it every season, guys. Every season. If you want to have aspirations of being a world-class striker, you have to do it every season, guys. You know what I mean? You have to have, you have to keep scoring goals at the end of the day. Now, Osman had a bad season at Napoli last season. Napoli had a bad season. Of course, they lost their manager, of course. So it was going to always be difficult for them. But he is a great striker. And I wouldn't have minded him at Man United. I felt if he was a free transfer, I wouldn't have minded him, to be honest. Osman would be an expensive player. Ineos is moving away from these type of marquee sides. Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, we need to look at signing a proven goal scorer as well, Almac. We need a goal scorer. I do believe that. I think Rasmus can be that guy. I think Rasmus has the talent to do that at the moment, but I don't know if he can right now. I feel like he's going to take a couple of years to obviously nurture and become that player that we all believe he can become, of course, guys. Guys, it's been fabulous. Sorry about the little interruptions in between. It's been a great show again. You guys are absolute legends. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. Also, if you want to become a member, it'd be fantastic if you can join the club. Become a chatterboxer, guys. In the link in the www.youtube.com/Stretford Post, of course. And yeah, it's only a couple of quid. Become a member for exclusive content I've got coming your way very soon. I've got all merch as well coming your way as well. Competitions, the lot, of course, guys. But that'd be brilliant. But if you would like to subscribe, please scan this QR code. You can subscribe to the channel as quickly as that, as quickly as you can say QR, of course. And we are going to challenge soon. Don't worry about that. Man United will be back. And I can't wait till real football is back. And international football is put to bed for months, because international football is a bore at the end of the day. Osman has a new clause of set. Wow. No, not for me. Thank you very much. I think we should go after someone else other than him, of course, guys. But guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back later on for Chatterbox, of course. Please join me for Chatterbox. Keep the channel rolling. We need the numbers. We need to keep it going, guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and being here every single morning with me. I really appreciate you guys. You're absolute legends. Every single one of you. You're absolute legends. Thank you so much. The channel's growing. And I have you guys to thank, guys. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to join the membership. It'd be great if we can get the members and we can get that exclusive content happening next week, of course, guys. But guys, thank you so much anyway. Have a fantastic Sunday. Whatever you're doing today, whether you're going to church, whether you're going for a jog, whatever you're doing, enjoy it, guys. Take it easy. I'll be back later on for Chatterbox, 2 p.m. UK time, 3 p.m. Central European time. I'm Sal Warner. This is Stretford Post. This is Breaking Dawn. Thank you so much. Take it easy, guys. Peace.